Welcome to Alan Berry Reports TV. I'm your host, Alan Berry Labucan from AlanBerryReports.com. Today we have a new installment of our In the News show. This is the program where we talk about resource companies with recent developments. On today's show we have three companies to talk about. One's involved with silver, another in uranium, and another is a gold-focused company. But we'll start with the opening commentary. We got some big news in the markets today for the gold market especially, and we'll talk about that to start the show. But before getting started, we always like to start out with our thank yous. The primary website that we use to broadcast and produce these shows is youtube.com. It's very important in us being able to bring these shows to you, and they're a great website for anybody that's interested in doing online shows. We highly recommend them. If you're watching the show on our website at AlanBerryReports.com, you'll notice to the left and right of me that there's banners. Those banner sponsors are really important in us being able to bring these shows to you. If you'd like to do some homework on those companies, you just click on their banners, their direct link to their websites. On their websites, you can find plenty of information about their projects, the work that they're doing, the news that they've had. Really great place for you to start your homework. And again, just click on their banners and that'll take you to their websites. And of course, to you, the viewers, you give us an audience to talk to about commodities and resource stocks. We really appreciate that. So thank you very much for tuning in today. So we'll get right into the market commentary now. I'm just going to pull it up on my notes up on my website here, on my computer here. The big news in the resource sector today was the takeover offer by Newmont Mining to take over Frontier Gold. Many of you probably have heard about, many of our viewers have probably heard about Frontier because we've talked about them several times on our show. One of the key reasons that we talked about them is that they took over one of the featured companies from our email newsletter, which was AUEX Ventures. They were AUEX and Frontier were partners on the Long Canyon project, and the Long Canyon project is the reason that Newmont, the key reason that Newmont's taking over Frontier. And so we're really glad to see this happen. We, as I mentioned, we've talked about Frontier a lot on our show, and we always try to find companies that early in their development stage, and now now Frontier has gone that route. Well, it's not completed yet, but it looks like they're going the route of making an important discovery, working aggressively on that discovery to advance the project, getting it to the stages where they're doing the evaluation of what they have there, how big it is, and then the economics, and now being a takeover target. And so, this is one of the end games in the resource sector, and Frontier's now going that route, and we're very impressed with the offer, and we're going to talk about that offer later in the show, but we'll do a piece on Frontier later in the show. But wanted to talk about also some when we see these kind of things. We've talked a lot about takeovers in the industry in our email newsletters over the last few years, and on our past radio shows, and now on this show. And basically, key reasons why that's happened and why it's so bullish for the industry is it sends a strong message that the majors are having a hard time replacing the reserves that they mine out each year. And this is industry-wide. It's not Newmont specific. We're seeing it all over the place. Newmont is making an aggressive move here to take over a smaller company, and that's what we're seeing a lot, where the majors are having difficulty finding new deposits, so they have to take over junior or smaller resource companies, in this case Frontier, and to replace the reserves that they're mining out each year. And again, that's an industry-wide issue. We've been seeing this happen for many years now, and I think it's also a very good reflection of what the weakness in the supply chain for gold and other commodities, for that matter. Takeovers are a very good sign of a major issue that miners are consistently now willing to pay higher premiums for potential miners, and that has a lot to do with how difficult it is to find new mines. At the end of the day, we now have many commodities trading at record prices, and yet there is serious strains in the supply chain, and the companies aren't able to ramp up production like they would hope to take advantage of those higher prices. And this takeover is a good sign that the majors clearly understand how difficult it is to find new discoveries, how important it is for them to replace their reserves when they mine them out each year. And we're happy to see one of the companies we've talked about a lot in our reports, and also it was sort of one of our featured companies because AUEX was taken over by Frontier. So happy to see that. As I mentioned, later in the show, we'll talk about the deal that was announced today. But we just wanted to open up, do the opening commentary of this show and talk about some of the, what this says to us and signs that we're seeing in the market. And they're great examples of key reasons that we're very bullish for the price of gold. Gold has been in a very in a bullish trend for the past decade. We feel that trend is going to continue. Key reasons that we feel that is going to continue have to do with these issues, like with major mining companies having difficulty finding or replacing their reserves with their own exploration. They've got to take over exploration companies. Even in the grand scheme of things, there's not a lot of huge successes with the exploration companies either. That's a small group as well. So there's plenty of reasons to continue to be bullish on gold, and this news today is a very good indication of some of those key reasons. So we're going to move on to our first company today. The first company we're going to talk about is Hathor Exploration Limited. On the disclosure, we are shareholders of the company. Our past coverage includes they are a featured company in our Allenberry Reports email newsletter. We started coverage of them on September the 9th, 2007, which was our 14th edition. If you're watching the show on our website, just look above me. You'll see a report section. In there we have all of our past reports, including that 14th edition. And you can either read the report online or on the website, or also you can print it or save it in a Word file and read it at your leisure. We've had them on a few of our shows. We had them on our July 29th, 2010 show, October 19th, November the 10th, and December 14th. All of those in the 2010 shows. If you look above me, you'll see a shows section. In there we have a directory with dates, overview of the shows, and a link to the shows so you can go watch them, and that's where you'll find all of those shows that we talked about Hathor on. Their website is hathor.ca. That's hathor.ca. I'm just pulling up. We're going to be looking for three of their news releases. One was on January 12th, one January 18th, and one January 20th, 2011. So I'm just pulling up their website now, and on their website, they have a news section. In the news section, we're looking for 2011 news. We'll start with the January 12th news release. The headline from that one is Follow-Up Winter Drill Program Begins at Henday Uranium Project in Saskatchewan. Hathor announced the 2011 Winter Diamond Drill Program is now underway on the Henday uranium project in the northeastern Athabasca Basin of Saskatchewan. A total of 3,750 meters of diamond drilling is planned. Drilling will first test the large area of prospective alteration and local uranium mineralization discovered in the 2010 at Malin Lake. New targets farther to the west will also be tested for the first time. Named King and Crimson. They are located along the inferred northeastern extension of the prolific Midwest Trend. The Midwest Trend hosts the Midwest Deposit, which is owned by Areva and Denison, the Rough Rider Deposit of Hathor, and the nearby J Zone that's owned by Fission. Then they give you some really good details about the Malin Lake Zone, other targets in that area, what the ownership is, and then they've also in the press release attached, they've got a good map of its location, some winter drilling plans, and all that you can find in the press release from January 12th. The next press release we're looking for is January the 18th. The headline from that one is Drilling is underway at Russell. They go on in the press release that Hathor is pleased to announce diamond drill program is underway at its Russell project in the southeastern part of the Athabasca Basin in northern Saskatchewan. Drilling will follow up on uranium intersected at Christie Lake in the fall of 2010, and it will test the nearby Fox Lake and M Zone extension target areas. Ground geophysics gravity survey will also be carried out this winter on the target named Key Lake Trend, located in the southern part of the property. Drilling and geophysics will continue until April for the duration of the winter season. And then they give you some good details about the diamond drill programs, the ground geophysics that they're doing, the regional context, sort of put it into some perspective. They give you also a property description, and then they have a map with some of the geological data on there, and some geophysical data as well, and a plan map. And so you can, all those are attached to this press release from January the 18th that you can find on the website. And so then the January 20th, this is the key project that we are most excited about when it comes to Hathor. And just some of the details they note, or the headline from the January 20th, 2011 news release is 3-rig winter drill program is underway at Rough Rider. They go on that Hathor announced the 2011 winter diamond drill program is underway at its Rough Rider project in the Athabasca Basin of northern Saskatchewan. 2 drill rigs are now on site and drilling has begun. An additional 3rd rig will be arriving shortly. The program will run for the duration of the winter season. Between 35 and 40 holes are planned for approximately 15,000 meters in total. So they're obviously very excited. Past results gives them many reasons to be excited, and they're really going to roll up their sleeves and get a lot of work done on this winter drill program at Rough Rider. They go on for that in the press release for greater clarity going forward in 2011. The company will refer to work on the Midwest Northeast claims as simply the Rough Rider project. Make it really easy. Then they've got some highlights from past drilling, some more details about the property. They give you a really good claim map there that can show you where the past drilling has been focused on 2 key zones. One is their west zone, the other is their east zone. They then have a map that shows some of the geophysical data, which you can see the geophysical anomaly where those 2 zones are located, and they have other similar geophysical anomalies on the property as well. So they also have some more good exploration targets as well. Then they've got a map there with various different drill holes. They show you some some good key trends that are developing on a geophysical sense. They give you some drill holes cross sections so you can see how things are looking at depth from their drilling, and lots of good details about the work on the Rough Rider project in that press release. And again, you can find that all on their website. So I'm just going to close this down. Some of the key reasons that we follow Hathor is because they're a uranium-focused company. We're very bullish on uranium based on long-term supply and demand fundamentals. Basically, there's strong and growing demand and soft and softening supply, and so that is significantly below on a mining basis the annual demand. So we're very bullish long-term for uranium, and Saskatchewan is one of the best camps in the world to be mining uranium or looking for uranium, and it's our favorite uranium camp. One of the key reasons that we like that camp so much is the high-grade nature of the deposits in that area, and at Hathor's Rough Rider deposit, they have or Rough Rider project, they have a very impressive discovery. Not only is it high grade, it is also close to surface. This will have some big impacts on the economic evaluation of that project. And it's also very well located. It's near a uranium processing facility that is currently underused. The owners of that, it's owned by majors, and they need feed for that. And so there's some strategic location reasons why the Rough Rider is impressive as well. And as they talk about, they got 3 projects with aggressive drilling. They're gonna be very busy this winter season. So we expect to see plenty of news, and we expect to be talking about them on future shows. The best place to start your homework on the company is on their website that we mentioned earlier. That's hathor.ca. That's hathor.ca. And as always, we highly recommend our viewers to do their homework, and the website's a great place to start that. So now we'll move into our second company today. The second company we're going to talk about is Fortuna Silver Mines, Inc. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. The past coverage, they are a featured company in our Allenberry Reports email newsletter. We started coverage of them on March the 31st, 2009, which was our 23rd edition. If you look above me at the reports section, again, that's where you'll find all of our past reports, and you'll find that 23rd edition there. You can read it online on our website, or download it in a Word file to read at your leisure. We've had them on some of our past shows on July 29th, November the 9th, and December the 30th, 2010. If you look above me at the shows section, you'll find all of those past shows in there. In the shows section, we have dates, an overview of the show, and a link to go watch the shows. So it's really easy to find all of our past shows that way. And their website is fortunasilver.com. That's FORTUNASILVER.com. I'm gonna pull up their website, and we're gonna be looking for the January 18th press release. I've got it up here now. The headline from that press release is Fortuna's San Jose project on schedule for production in Q3 2011. They went on that they're pleased to provide an update on construction activities at their 100% owned San Jose Silver Gold project in Oaxaca State, Mexico. Construction activities to date are on budget, and commissioning of the mine is scheduled for the third quarter of 2011. There's some construction highlights that they have in here. To the end of December 2010, they've spent $23.5 million in construction, which equates to about 42% of their capital expenditures to bring this into production. They have a foundation for work for crushers, milling, and flotation areas is complete. Mounting and installation of major plant equipment has been initiated this month, starting with a ball mill. Tailings dam construction is 91% advanced and scheduled for completion in January. The power substation has been completed. Commissioning is in process. The main access ramp has reached the 1,400 meter level, where the first production level will be developed. Production stope, they give you some details on that. They talk about their water pipeline. There's a really good quote from their president and CEO, Jorge Ganoza. I hope I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, I apologize. He's the president and CEO of Fortuna, and he commented, and I quote, "We are extremely pleased with the advancement of construction at San Jose, where our engineering team continues to deliver on time and on budget project. With Key Loma and the San Jose project in operation, the company will be in position to grow annual silver production organically from existing reserves to 7 million ounces of silver equivalent by 2013. In addition, this month we will be starting an ambitious 30,000 meter drill program around our two key assets, Key Loma and San Jose, to continue exploring the resource expansion potential of each operation," end quote. And so then they have some more details about the project, the construction update. You can find all of that on their website in this press release from January the 18th. So just got to close that website down. Some of the key reasons that we follow the company is they're a silver-focused company. Silver is usually found as a byproduct of mining other commodities, metals, and finding primary silver-focused companies is not easy, especially if you're looking for them in mining-friendly jurisdictions. Fortuna has several projects in mining-friendly countries in South America. They also have a strong management team with extensive experience in mining in South America. That's a really important issue. They have a very attractive pipeline of silver projects from exploration to production. They're doing a lot of work on their various projects, and so they'll have a very good flow of news in the future, and we expect to be talking about them more on future shows. Again, we always recommend on all the companies that we talk about, it's important for viewers to do their homework. A great place to start that is on their website. I think I mentioned it. If I didn't, it's fortunasilver.com. That's FORTUNASILVER.com, and that's a really great place to get your start your research on Fortuna Silver. And so now we'll move on to our third company, and the third company is sort of the one we talked about in our open commentary, which was Frontier Gold Inc. We want to talk about the news from today. They're just on the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. Our past coverage, we've had them on a bunch of our past shows: August the 12th, September the 9th, October the 5th, November the 2nd, December the 14th, January 27th. We've talked about them a lot. If you look above me at the shows section, you'll find all of the past shows that we talked about Frontier Gold in there, and with links to go watch them. Their website is frontiergold.com. That's FRONTEERGOLD.com. The news that we're going to talk about was from today, and I'm just pulling up their website now. The headline from the press release today is Newmont expands Nevada growth potential with acquisition of Frontier Gold. Then they go on in the press release that Newmont and Frontier announced they have entered into an agreement pursuant to which Newmont will acquire all of the outstanding common shares of Frontier Gold by way of a plan of arrangement. Under the plan, shareholders of Frontier will receive Canadian $14 per share in cash and one common share in a new company called Pilot Gold, which will own certain exploration assets of Frontier Gold for each common share of Frontier Gold. The cash consideration represents a premium of approximately 37% to the closing price of the common shares of Frontier Gold as of February the 2nd, so yesterday, and equates to a value of approximately Canadian $2.3 billion for Frontier Gold, excluding Pilot Gold. Then they talk about what the key asset, which is Frontier's 100% ownership of the Long Canyon project, which is a development stage project located approximately 100 miles from Newmont's existing infrastructure in Nevada. The proximity of Long Canyon to Newmont's Nevada operations provide the potential for significant development and operating synergies. Then they got other details about assets that Frontier owns, more details about the acquisition. They've got some good quotes from Newmont's president and Frontier's president. They're quite lengthy, so I'm not going to talk about them. You can find them in the press release. They give you some transaction details and contact and plenty of details about the offer. And you can find all of those on their website at frontiergold.com. It's right on the front page of their homepage of the website. And so, reasons that we followed them is they're a gold-focused company with several high-quality projects in Nevada. Nevada is one of the most important camps or regions for gold mining in the world. We've been following their Long Canyon project for a couple of years due to one of our featured companies, AUEX, that was taken over by Frontier, was the partner on the Long Canyon project. So we've been watching it closely for a couple of years now. We're going to continue to follow this project through the takeover process, because the Frontier shareholders are going to end up with a well-financed junior exploration company as part of the takeover of Frontier, and so we want to continue to follow the developments from that project going forward. So we'll be talking about them in the future. Great place to do your homework. We talked a lot about them on this show in the opening commentary, and now we wanted to go over some of the details. Again, to find all of the details, check out their website at frontiergold.com, and you can see more about those details. But it's a very good takeover. We're glad to see it happen. It's instructive for several reasons to be bullish on gold. And again, check out their website, frontiergold.com, to find out more about the details. So that's a wrap on our In the News show or segment. Before closing, we like to stress that this show and our reports are for information purposes only. We aren't making buying or selling recommendations. It's important for you to do your own homework and consult with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We're always trying to grow our audience, and any efforts you make to let your friends know about our shows, we really appreciate those referrals. Let them know about our website, our reports, our shows, and we'd really appreciate that. We also really appreciate you taking the time to watch these shows. We know that everybody is busy these days, and we strive to produce a show that saves you time and brings you helpful, high-quality information. Let's see here. Just got to move down my notes. The next show, we were going to do one tomorrow. We may not get to that. Probably early next week will be another segment of our In the News show. The best place to find out about all the work that we're doing is to be a subscriber to our email list. There's no charge to be on our email list. We send out our reports, our notices when we're doing public speaking engagements or these shows. And again, there's no charge to be on the email list. You just look above me at the subscribe section, and in there you can fill out the information, and then we'll add you to our list. We hope you can join us for our next show. You can find all of our work on our website at allenberryreports.com. We'll see you soon, and have a great day.